Hi, my name's Anthony Hines. For the last 40 plus years, I've been trying to help people with their career as well as with their job search. And basically, I do that because being in transition is very challenging. And it's very challenging because there is no real routine for you to follow. There's no real rules for you to follow. When you're working, you have a routine, you have rules, you have the guidelines that you follow every day. But when you're not working, there is no time that works against you or works for you. There's no clock. So basically what can happen is you can end up sleeping late, you can end up changing your regular schedule, you can end up letting the days pass and not really doing much of anything because you don't have that routine. Okay? So my point is that you have to maintain focus when you're in this process, and you have to do it internally, because if you don't maintain that focus, you're going to find that days will just pass you by, and you're going to find that time will just pass you by. So you have to really think about your organizational skills and think about how you can best use your time on a daily basis. Okay? Obviously, there are ways to come up with lists, and there are ways to keep yourself organized. But the fact is, you don't have a boss that's keeping you organized. You don't have someone that's on your back or someone that's working with you to help you stay on board or the like. So you have to do it. Some of the ways you can do this is, if you're working with someone from the unemployment office, work closely with them. Continually update them via email of what you're doing, so that way the information is fresh and the information is new. That way that person becomes sort of your boss, not in a way that they're going to give you a review, but someone you're reporting to. So if you have someone in the unemployment area or in the unemployment office, use that person as your sounding board. Use that person as the one that you're going to email or keep posted or the like. That will make sure that you stay on target, you stay on focus, okay? Because if you're mentally driven to continually update them, then you're going to be doing things to keep your actions moving, and you're going to be doing things to make things happen, okay? So, my point is that another one is, my point is if you have someone in that role, you just work with whoever that role is to make that person be that sounding board you need to be. That way you're not by yourself. Obviously my podcasts help you to show that someone is supporting you, but if you need another person, get someone in that industry. Now, if you're doing transitional services that your company gave you, that person becomes the person you work with to maintain your focus and maintain your routine. Okay? Don't overthink this, people. Even if it's someone in your family that you're going to use in that role, that's fine. My point is, don't overthink this. Just get someone to be in that role so that you can have someone to talk with or someone to focus with to help you maintain your focus. That said, it's only help. The focus has to come from you. Okay? You have to get up early. You have to be organized. You have to stick with it. And I don't care if the weather's beautiful. Sure, there is times that you got to take time for yourself, but there are other times you got to stay focused on what you're trying to do. Because the downside is, if you don't, there's no one there to stop you from not focusing. So the fact is that you want to make sure that you're always in the game and you're always doing something in in the job search process to keep the focus on what you're trying to accomplish. And what you're trying to accomplish is get one job, right? You just want to get one job. It's not 100 jobs, as many applications as you send out or the like. It's not about that. It's about getting one job. But the focus, the organization, the ability to use your time with its proper value, and the ability to stay on target is you, no one else. So the fact is, figure out how you're going to do it. Again, lists, deadlines, as well as appointments, calendars, things to make sure you stick with it just like you would when you were working. Okay? Because this is a project, people. Getting a job is a project. So you need to make sure that you treat it with the discipline and the organizational skills that a project would entail. You've been in projects 100 times. It's just another project. So stick with it and treat it that way, but the discipline has to begin with you. Find the person to become that sounding board or that leader, and whether that's transitional services, people in unemployment that you're working with, some other counselor you're working with, a coach you're working with. Use that person. Set scheduled phone calls with that coach or that counselor, or scheduled meetings with that counselor, where you have to make sure that you have something done so that you can continually progress and also or continually progress. And so what you do is you send the email before the meeting of the agenda talking about your accomplishments as well as what you want to talk about in the meeting. Keep everything organized. Everything stays together. If you don't, let me tell you what happens. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass, and you sit there and you go, how did this happen? It happened because you wasted time and you weren't organized. So the fact is, you have to use all of the processes you have, all of the benefits you have, all of the skills you had, but you have to drive the organizational aspect of it and do it on a daily basis. And when you're not doing it, make sure you come back to it, because you don't want to let it float away like a raft that is not attached to a dock or a ship. It doesn't float away fast, people. It floats away slowly. And all of a sudden you look up when you fell asleep on the little raft and you're in the ocean. Why? Because the waves come, the waves go. And what happens is things slowly float away if you don't keep focused. So what I'm telling you is really basic here. Focus, focus, focus on what you're trying to do. Build the organizational skills, and then keep people involved and communicate proactively with what you've done, where you want to go, what you want to do, and what your next steps are. Stay with it, because once you do that, you will use the process for what it's meant to be, which is to get the best job possible. Okay? Who's to say the next job is not your best job? Remember, your career is your responsibility. So take it, own it, use it, go. And remember, stay focused and stay organized and do little things to make sure you do that. Because if you don't, time will pass and you'll look back and you'll say, why didn't I do this? Okay? I am not a person that says should have. I am a person that says next time. So the next time is tomorrow. Should have is what I should have done in the past. Forget about the past. Let's talk about tomorrow. Today, let's talk about tomorrow. We're going to focus on the future and stay with it, because remember, the future is where you're going to get your next job. And the fact is, the more you stay focused, organized, and on your game, the better off you're going to be. And remember, the ways to do that is keeping in touch with whoever your counselor is or the people in unemployment, staying active regarding meeting people, keeping a calendar, keeping lists, making sure that you have a list of all the jobs you applied to, so if somebody calls you out of the blue, you know what's going on, and keeping your mind sharp, exercising, getting up early, making sure your days are complete, making sure you do things, because the fact of the matter is, the more you focus, the better off you're going to be, because when you get back into your job, you're going to be expected to focus. So let's make sure you focus now, so it's not a big adjustment for when you get working. Because let me tell you, people, if you're focused and you're on the game and you're moving and you're detailed and you're the like, you're going to get hired quicker than if you weren't. It's just a fact. So the fact is, the better you focus, the better off you'll be. My name is Anthony Hines. Go to my LinkedIn profile, Anthony V. Hines. Go get my job search article, download it, and go. Listen to my podcast, and then use all of the tips and tools that I've created. Why? Why do I do it? Because being unemployed is tough, and there's no real rules to the game. I've given you the ability to move forward and progress based on my tips, based on my experience, and what I did to make things work. And I'm telling you things that don't work, because the fact is, I want to support you when no one is there supporting you, because I had many days that nobody supported me. And I sat there and I told myself, when I get back working, which I am, uh, you know, currently, when I get back working, I'm going to help as many people as I can. And I've done that over the last 10 years because I am committed to end unemployment one person at a time. And I want to make sure that people know that your career is your responsibility and no one else's. That said, this time in transition can be a time where you become the best you possible. But that said, you gotta stay focused and stay with the game. Okay? Understand. Use the process. Use my tips. Go get them, step by step. Follow the. Reach out to the people I tell you, and go. Okay? Because remember, you can do this. A lot of people have done it. That said, there's no reason you can't get the best job you've ever had, because your career is your responsibility. So focus, focus, focus. Have a great day. Bye bye.